When you think of like an NFL player, you think they're pretty big, they're pretty muscular. Could an average NFL player win like a bodybuilding show?
Um, for sure. If we're talking about like, oh, if we're gonna pick somebody like DK Metcalf or like one of
Yes.
those, yeah, as long as we're not choosing like a friggin' O lineman, even then, you just never know at the amateur level who's gonna
Yeah.
show up at a show. It's
Yeah.
almost like kind of a grind, kind of the trenches to get out of amateur. Once you're in the pro level, you kind of know who's going to show up. It's going to be people who look like you. It's going to be people who look really jacked and have put in the time and effort. But at the amateur level, like literally anybody can show up. You
Yeah.
could be training for years and then suddenly friggin' John Smith, who's been training for 20 plus years and just decided this is the year I'm going to compete. Like they just show up and kill it. If a football player, like they're already super athletic, already have really good muscle density and muscle mass, they really all they would need to do is just lock in on a diet for like 6 months or a year, and they could get on stage and they could maybe just wipe the floor. Because sometimes really good people show up at amateur shows, sometimes it's kind of a wash, and you're like the only jacked one there. You just never know at an amateur show.
Yeah. Dang, that's interesting. I guess the last question to end our viewers on about bodybuilding and kind of that process for you. If someone was listening right now and wants to improve their life, body, mindset, what's one piece of advice you would give them, and how would you incorporate lifting or just exercise in general into their life?
Burnout is so real. I think physiologically and psychologically, burnout is super, super real. If you're super out of shape and you decide, I am gonna get in really good shape this summer, I'm gonna start running and I'm gonna run a marathon. So, like some people do that. David Goggins can just sit down and go like, I am going to be in the best shape of my life and I'm gonna run this 100 mile whatever, and he will do it. Somebody like Kobe Bryant can just be like, I'm gonna win all these games and I'm gonna become one of the greatest. And he just sits down and he does it. For I feel like the vast majority of us, I think just take advantage of what's working well for you. For me, it was very unintentional until it became intentional. I tried basketball and I tried football and I tried track and cross country and I liked those things enough, but I loved lifting. For whatever reason, lifting was the one thing I could consistently do every day. So I just leaned more into that and I decided to be intentional about that thing. And then that stuck with me. I didn't do choir or cross country or track or drama after high school, but I kept on lifting weights because I just liked that the most. I would say for anybody wanting to get more serious or do better is try a variety of different things. Do anything that you might feel inspired to do. And the one that just piques your interest the most, the one that just you find more fun, just lean more into that. You don't have to if you don't like running, you don't have to run. If you don't like lifting weights, you don't have to lift. But if you find some kind of physical activity that just interests you, that you can at least tolerate, then lean more and more into it until it becomes intentional. Because the end goal is I bodybuild because it's super fun for me, but I also really want to be around for my grandkids and my great grandkids. I want to be able to move around. I really want to be able to get out of bed when I'm 80, 90. I want to be able to stand up out of a chair and walk up a flight of stairs. And so doing that requires me being in good physical health. So for most people in America, they need to be more physically active. So whatever it is that you like, whatever it is that interest for you, just lean more into it. I think people worry way too much about what the optimal route is or what's the best the best thing to do would be the best thing to do for you. The best thing to do is the thing that you're going to be able to do for an extended period of time consistently. That's the best thing that you can do. So I just people stress way too much about how to optimize and how to make it the best. And so just don't stress about it. Just do whatever is fun for you. Just do it. And then if you're
Dang, that's
dieting
awesome,
and
Brady.
you look at a donut, don't do it.